Hello. That was briefly my desktop because I didn't have the game up. And is my microphone working? No. Well, okay, it's just being a little loud today for whatever reason. That's okay. I will soon be in the other interface. Hello and welcome. It's Friday. I like Fridays even though I'm in a situation where I work for myself and often work one or sometimes both days on the weekend and then have to try to remember to give myself one of the other days in the week, one or another of the days of the week off so that I'm not just working 7 days a week forever. This is a downside to being self-employed. So like, okay, well, I do a podcast and we usually record the podcast on weekends. And if I'm GMing, then that's like an hour or so of prep, sometimes another half hour to an hour doing overlay assets and other stream prep, and then streaming or recording for 3 to 4 hours. Like that's a whole work day. So I've been trying to be better at taking time off when I do that. So everything looks good here. Let me know if there's anything awry. I see the game audio. My mic is still looking okay in terms of levels. And I think we are at the beginning of a journey here. Let me double check. I just restarted my computer, so we should be okay on like resource use, following through on the lesson learned from Wednesday stream. This is not at the beginning. Oh yeah, I was in the middle of this fight. I have a lot of stuff here, right? So, just remembering. Yeah, I have a lot of upgrades. Where are we on the map? This is the downside. Well, we have 95 bright light. Okay, so I'm just going to try to do this fight, and then I'm going to reevaluate where I am in this run. Because I was enjoying myself on Wednesday, and so I did a start of another run, and then I think this is either that run or the run after. This is a smelling salts, which will remove daze, remove stun, and dodge. So we don't have to do that on anybody. Battle Ballad, slice off. You are a pit fighter, and you get to do extra burnination when you hit people. You are who I want to make dead, but I cannot hit you with anything. I can do slice off. You only have a 10 bleed resist, so let's go ahead and put some bleed on you. And you're going to try to blind Sarmenti, which you failed at doing, which is great. I have Iron Swan, so I'm going to go ahead and attack the back ranks, but that did not get a kill. It just gave them combo, which is good. I cannot attack the back rank with Chop, so I don't get to ignore that. This is a Death's Door resist thing. Okay. You're doing fine on that. So if I do this, it will remove the blinded, and it will give me, it will reduce 1 stress and give me a buff, plus whatever that stone mount ability is. Oh, it's this thing. Turn end, convert block to block plus. Great. So I learned something when I started this run. I learned that one of the things at the Altar of Hope, when you feed it candles, it's actually not, or it might be both unlocking items and giving me items, but it at least gives me items. And so that's a way to boost a run, because you get to start with stuff like trinkets and stagecoach items. So I just have a lot more stuff. now, which is part of why I was inclined to not just give up this run. All right, there's a good chance I can kill the shaman here. Love it. Now I've just got 2 enemies. And that's Resist of the Fire. You are going to pummel and maybe light people on fire, but no fire. Great. Jawbreaker is a harder hit. So this is your self buff. It gives you, it makes it so you're faster, and every time you hit somebody, you're going to give them 1 burning. So I can do Fade to Black here, and it will move me back, which will put my your leper, right, back in position. Crow's Feet. So you're already bleeding, but I'm not bleeding, so I need to use this. This is 4 to 8 and plus 50% damage when target is comboed. Target is not comboed. 4 to 8. You are 4 to 8 and 4 bleed. Alright, I think this is worth becoming winded. Because now you're taking... Oh, you've resisted the bleed. That's a bummer. But she is tanking quite nicely. You don't have any positive tokens. You're at 8, so I'm going to go ahead and consecrate the spot with the leper. Because anytime it grants the block, if that block doesn't get used up, that block will turn into a block plus. But now, you get to make your big swing. It did not get a kill, but it did weaken them. And now Stone Mount gives you that better buff. Alright, let's just try to make you dead. Great. And so now it's just this one whipper. But I cannot reach to them yet. And you don't have a blinded, nor you don't know. Do you have any anything stress? So I'm just gonna get a whole bunch of block plus to become very tough. That's only 1, so let's go ahead and judgment over here. So you are going to heal yourself, but you are both weak and vulnerable. And that did light several people on fire and cause some stress, however. And I'm going to go ahead and use this to get rid of Winded. And now I can use this. You'll take a harder hit and you're bleeding. But you have 7 left, so you're just going to hit my leper and pull them forward. Yop. Because I can only hit this corpse with that. But it will remove my blind. Okay, you're in front. You can't hit... Yeah, this is the downside of the leper. Because the leper does not, at least yet, have attacks that can reach the 3rd rank. So I would love to remove stress on other people, because you only have 1 stress. I can do this to clear corpse. And that way I don't take the blind. Okay, you have too much health to be healed, but I can make it so that you're not burning anymore, and that will be good. Okay. Let's Battle Ballad you, because it'll get you back into the 1st rank and give you strength. And now you're weakened. Let's see if I can finish it here. I can. The leper hits really hard when he hits. But he has this thing where when he uses chop, he will usually become blinded, and then I have to use something else to remove blinded. So it's like a very slow, heavy damage dealer who's also a tank. It's very important to have somebody who can tank for me.
Look ahead. A place to reflect.
I did manage to unlock one ability for the Jester from one of the shrines, which is very nice. So yeah, this character has a chance to gain blind upon the beginning of the round, or the fight. All right, you're at 18, I think. Let's give you a blinded, and so now you're going to be all but out. We've got some block here, so she's not going to take as much from that. You will gain a boost from that heal, so let's go ahead and do that, because now you're much healthier, and your block converts. So that low blow didn't even hit, which means I don't lose the block. That does give her combo, which means that she can get... somebody can do a follow-up, which will hurt more. So we're going to go ahead and remove that bleed, so that she doesn't get damage stacking on that. We're both at 3 stress, but you need 5 to be able to utilize Inspiring Tune. So I'm going to go ahead and... let's see, you're here. Yeah, let's try to get you out of the fight. All right, and we'll consecrate this front spot because she has combo on her right now. And which one of these is the taunt? You don't have a taunt right now. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and boom. The blind did not make me miss, and I hit like a truck. We'll do Bloodlust because that gives me a big buff, right? If I'm bleeding. Then just get rid of that. And we're still okay on stress, so we're going to go after you with some bleed. This is round 3 of this street fight. Having the blocks is very nice. Okay, can you just finish this? Beautiful. So, the Leper is a much more swingy character in terms of inconsistent results because of having that blinded condition so frequently. So we're close. We're going to come up on a shrine here and get a chance to unlock an ability for somebody. I think we're going to go with the Leper character to give them some options. We get a candle just for getting here, which is great. A lion in the blood-soaked grass, circled by hyenas who move as a pack. Yeah, because the leper used to be a prince, if I'm remembering correctly.
Chapter 1. Shun them not. Despite the protestations of his royal advisors, he would visit with the sick and dying, providing them what comfort he
Alright,
could.
so out of my way. Goes forward to comfort those who are ill. And therefore the advisors are all stressing him out. And that removes stress. Uncouth occlusion. So, all these advisors are trying to tell him to not, tend to the sick and so on. But he will not be stopped. It is a sovereign's duty to care for all his subjects. And this will let me stride forward and remove some stress. I don't know if this will let me, if I can still do the embrace. Leper, L-E-P-E-R, yeah. So this is his backstory, and so he's kind of treating the diseased, and my expectation is that he gains leprosy somewhere along the line here. And that's the beginning of his fall. So now I can do this. I think to win this like flashback, I need to embrace all 3 of these lepers while these jerks are making everything harder. So that gets me to the front. These jerks pull me back. Right, and then what can I do? I can't do this one. I can do this one, which will remove some stress and get me forward. And then I have to wait and see if any of these pull me back. Okay, and then I get to go in and I embrace the last of these. So, the disease spreads, and this is where he gets leprosy.
The ailing and infirm were far less repulsive to him than the venomous whispers of his scoffing entourage.
Okay, so this ability, Break, you can use it in the front 2 ranks. On the front 2 ranks, damages 4 to 7 with a 5% crit chance, but it ignores block. And there's a 75% chance it'll give self-blinded, and it removes block from the target. So if I'm running into enemies that are consistently gaining block, this goes through that. So that's really good against the like sword-wielding cultists, because they're gaining block all the time. But it still only hits those first 2 ranks. So let's review where we are. We still have most of the sprawl to go. So let's revisit here. Knock back, clear corpse. Remove stress, heal. So I'm going to take out Purge and I'm going to add Break. Losing the ability to clear corpses is a bummer, but being able to pierce and remove block is pretty great. So let's see. I don't have more trinkets for other characters right now. Okay. So our next thing is a unknown spot, and we are trying to avoid the watchtower. I don't remember. We may have already run into the watchtower, so I don't know that I'm going to get that area bonus. So that is more loathing. The higher the loathing, the more difficult enemies are. And you have to fight resistance encounters or cultists to remove loathing. Okay, so you want to do that to get stress relief, and you want to do this to gain an item and a quirk. So you don't have stress, so we're going to do this. You got scatterbrained, which is probably not great. Indelible trinket, turn start, 90% chance to heal 10% or a 10% chance to gain 2 stress. Let's look at that. We're going to give that to you. Since being in the front ranks, you tend to take a lot of hits. Yeah, it's good odds. And we do have a character with a pretty solid stress heal ability in Sarmenti, the Inspiring Tune. That is accurate. I will be grumpy about not having the heal that 1 out of 10 times. So stress is over 4 minus 4% crit chance. That's not great, but so it goes. Do we want to bring this in? It does make the enemy comboed. I think we're going to take Razor's Wit out and add Harvest here to be able to bleed multiple enemies. And we'll try that. So next we're going to have the choice to go to Question Mark or to a Hero Shrine. We are good on wheels and armor. Getting to an assistance encounter would be great. And because we know it's not the Watchtower. Let's see. I don't remember if this says you've already failed this. We also have hero goals, which I haven't usually paid too much attention to. Use Glimmer of Hope. use Barbaric Yop 3+ times in a single fight. I haven't really been doing that because it gives the Winded debuff. And you want to land the Killing Blow on cosmic beings, and you want to land the Killing Blow on creatures, like in a creature den. Okay. So first we're going to see who wants to do what. So you want to fight. I'd love to do the Hero Shrine and unlock another ability. So let's go ahead and try that. So these two didn't like that, but she did, and that spreads out the stress a little bit, which is honestly preferable. We will have another street fight, however, or road fight. It's just some zombies. So you have not a lot of bleed resist, so we're going to go ahead and use Harvest. Less damage, but bleed on both of them, which is a great opener. Because even if this enemy is stealthed and I can't attack them, they will take the bleed damage. So my objective with one of these characters is to give somebody in the front combo, because then the leper can ignore the blind, but I don't think I have anything that gives that, because this is the thing I have that can give an enemy combo. And it will reduce strength and remove stealth. Sure, let's go ahead and do that. Maybe we can do that 3-1 this time. So it's a 50-50 chance to miss. Nobody has block. But if I do this, I will get rid of my stress too, as well as removing the blinded. So that's worth it. You're stressing because of having taken horror. And let's go ahead and put a consecration on you, because you have that trinket that will convert block into block plus. You have 5 stress, so why don't you stress heal yourself? That removes 3 in 1, which is great. It is a Barbaric Yop, yes. Hello, the kids are asleep. Hey, big hit from the leper. You're just going to keep on taking stress, which is not great for me. Alright, I wanted you to get low enough that you might die. That dodge was a great benefit here. And because you're bleeding, you're going to get that damage buff. Did not expect random Whitman. Yes. Okay. I want you dead because you do nasty stress damage.
Easily resolved.
You're also going to have horror, so his stress relief thing can also remove horror. So now this is where I would love to have that corpse clear thing. And so it goes. So we're going to just remove stress and blind it again. One of those dies.
Can make all the difference.
You are not having the best time, but here's Iron Swan. So I can attack the back rank. And now that enemy is comboed. So we're going to remove your bleed. And you're going to stress heal her. And the horror is cured, which is great. And now I can Iron Swan again, and that should finish it. So a bit of stress to keep an eye on for the Vestal, but otherwise we are doing okay.
Let it die.
I keep expecting that the past is dead, let it die, or the past is gone, let it die, to lead into the quote about like the old age is dead, the new one struggles to be born. We live in the time of monsters.
We must understand the past if we are ever to be free of it.
So We have this. We can unlock something for you. This is second for you, second for you. Let's do the Jester, or yeah, because I like this character a lot. Play to the crowd. All right, I might have to look this up because if this is a scenario, because the last one was just not something that made any sense to me.
He was summoned to entertain King in court. Anticipating an historic performance and enthused adulation, he was stunned to find himself instead the object of their debased ridicule. While his noble audience dined drunkenly, he was mocked, tortured, and subjected to an obscene array of dangerous and decadent humiliations.
All right, is this a scenario or do I just get the thing? So, Echoing March. So if I'm in the back 2, I can use this on the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th rank. It pulls the target 1, and then at the start of the turn, they move 1 forward. So this is a way to pull enemies forward and keep them moving forward even if they use abilities to move back. Interesting. That could be very useful. Let's take a look at what I might switch out for that. Slice Off and Fade to Black are both good. I think honestly that's more useful to me than Harvest. Battle Ballad is great because it adds a strength, and sometimes my Vestal gets pushed back or the Leper gets pulled, and I still don't have any. So I do have a combat item that I can give to somebody. Everybody has a combat item. But this removes blind, which is I can just use on the Leper to be able to skip their downtime cycle effectively. So 75. I'd love to not have to do another combat. Well, a fight would be fine because that would remove loathing. So I'm going to do this, and then if it's the Watchtower, I will be sad. Nope, it's a Hero Shrine. Plus we also get a bonus candle for visiting it, but there's another road fight. So this character is like a fire attack, yeah, fire mouth. So I could make them come forward like that. I'm going to go ahead and try to do this to put some bleed on right away. And then, why are you bleeding at the start of the fight? Not sure about that. You have 15, this does 6 to 10. Alright. It's 9, so one more good hit will take you out, I think. So that enemy has dodge, not block. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use this on the Mongrel because it will clear both the dodge and the blinded tokens. Yes. You are going to breathe fire, and it did burn him. So this is why I usually like to make this enemy go away, because they can do very nasty things. Alright, we're going to go ahead and remove that burning, because she can use the Bloodlust thing and get a buff. Yikes. So these, like, road bandits do a lot of bleed, which I'm not a fan of. Probably protein. So I could use Echoing March on you. You go to 3, and then at the start of the turn you would come into 2. But I think more I want to double the bleed on you to make it so that you're more likely to die. That was a lot of things. Hey, look at that. Likely to die. Alright. You're next.
The slow suffering begins.
Monstrously trained wolf dog being. Okay. I would like you to go away. This set of bandits is kind of rough. Alright, I'm gonna go after you. You are down to 1. Everybody, so you're at 4 stress, which is not quite enough. So we're just going to pull you forward. And let's go ahead and use Solemnity for a big heal. Nice. Did not remove the bleed, unfortunately. You're bleeding for 4, you're bleeding for 6. Let's get rid of that 6.
This wound, at least, has been tended to.
So that's some stress. And you had to move forward. Blister shot, much less scary of an attack. Okay. Now I want you dead. And then when he's up, it's going to be some stress relief for her. Yes, thank you. All right. Get rid of that. Did not get blinded, which is great. And let's just come after you. 1 or 2 more good hits here. It's going to inflict more bleed again. There's that. So you're fairly hurt. But you'll get to recover in the road, on the road some. Yeah, the downside about those road fights is that they don't give resources, but they do give mastery. So we can upgrade more skills, but they do tax us in terms of inflicting stress and health damage and things like that. But look, we're already getting to do some good healing. We've done this. Let's go ahead and get another one for her. I don't remember, or I have no idea if this is a scenario or not.
Chapter 2. A momentary lapse.
Just checking a text real quick. Nope, not important.
She was a paragon of duty and virtue, but reminders of her deprivation were everywhere. Surely she deserved some indulgence for her labors.
Alright, I'm just going to look up the shrine thing here for her, because I did this scenario before and it did not make much sense, so I don't feel like I'm losing out by just looking this up. This wiki does not have the walkthrough. Okay. Where are my shrines? Tell me about the shrines. Okay. Well, I guess I have to figure this out myself. So, our options here are collect kindling and kindle flame, but we're not in position for this. So, she collects kindling. She moves. So this fire is burning down. I need to keep the fire from burning down, and then I need to be able to contemplate something, I guess, is my understanding. But that stresses me out, so I move back. And the flame roars, and so it heals because it's been fed kindling. I collect kindling again. And And then I move forward. And now this is a thing. And you're losing hit points. So, I guess satisfy curiosity, right? I need to satisfy my curiosity 3 times total. So now I move back. You're going to burn down a bit. So I'm guessing I have to alternate between feeding the fire and satisfying my curiosity. That seems like what's going on. So as long as you don't die, right? You lose 10. You're at 1. And then I kindle flame. And it's stressful. And then I move back. And the fire roars for 31. So now you're at 31, and you can go down 3 times. And then I go forward. You are fine. So I indulge curiosity or satisfy curiosity. So that's stress relief. And then I move back. And then you burn down. Right, I think I have this figured out. As long as certain things don't change. Then I go forward. This becomes curious. I've satisfied my thing. So I'm going to go ahead and kindle flame because I want to make sure that I can finish the scenario. Because if I satisfy my curiosity and then the fire goes out and that means that I lose, I will be very frustrated. Okay. Now you burn down 1. You're at 21. I can satisfy my curiosity. And that's 3, right? It is. His hands. Her lips. Divine. So the Vestal falls because of Horny Jail. Mace Bash for front ranks. Gets a big damage bonus if you've got 3 of the bonuses. So, not an ability that immediately makes me very excited, but I have to do this one to be able to get to other ones. Alright, so now we're going to lose 1 of our armor. We still have 1, and then we're gonna have a cultist fight. And now in the cultist fight, you have the break ability. You do, great. Prison abolition, including Horny Jail. All right. Okay, So you're gonna go. What can I do? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and fade to black on you because it burns your dodge. You resisted, that's great. You're gonna use break, and it does good damage, and it gets rid of your block. And you get to buff, and then you get to go again. And it gives somebody else block, but not you. And that was a mistake, because now I'm going to murder you as quickly as possible. Because you give too many buffs. Bleed and fire, cool. This will be rough. Alright, administrations. We can remove both of these on the Jester, which is great, and give a big buff because it's the upgraded ability. Now you're stealthed. Okay. And horror. So you're going to want to, yes, inspire yourself. It removes horror and a lot of your stress. You're going to be bled again, so now you're taking 9 per turn, which is not great. Let's go ahead and consecrate to give you some help. Stress for you. So lots of stuff is coming together, and that's rough. Alright, so the bleed actually doesn't do anything if she's bleeding, unfortunately. I could yawp. It will remove stealth, so let's yawp. Because then you can, let's see, you have 5. That does 4 to 7. So this still has the same chance to inflict blinded, so that missed, unfortunately. And you're stealthed. And now let's stress heal. No, that's Battle Ballad, because Inspiring Tune is on recharge. Tricky. Well, I guess I can Battle Ballad myself, and then I'll get a buff on my next attack. So you get a block, which means I'm going to want to use Break. That means those two together means that I'm probably going to want to do something that will remove her Winded. You still miss because of Blinded, which I don't love. Alright, that's so much bleed. I really need her to not be bleeding so much.
This wound, at least, has been tended to.
And they both have a buff against bleed, but you still took it. %50 damage, and that. So we're gonna at least remove the Winded. This is not going great. At least you don't have stealth anymore. Because all 3 of these are bad news. This one is not as much of a problem, except when there's a bunch of people supporting them. Good dodge, good dodge. Okay. I just need you to die. Great job. Beautiful. Remove 2 positive tokens. You are eliminated. Get rid of those positive tokens. Good dodge. Many bleeds. Alright, you just have a straight up hack. I could get rid of this corpse. I could... Break does not go all the way through. So let's just take a big hit at that cultist. It's almost a 50% in one go. And so this will give me, I have the strength buff, so I did more damage. You're netting a bonus, but now you're only bleeding. Okay. Still a pretty big hit on you, and you're weakened. Okay. That's so many statuses. Okay, 2 and 2, 2 and 2. 4, 3. Alright, you're already stressing a bunch, so take care of yourself. Please die. No! Just living on death's door forever is not fun for me, because then you get to keep doing just obscene amounts of bleed to all my people, which I don't like.
In crisis, we can rely only upon each other.
Reduce your stress. More stress for you. Please die. Thank you. And now these jerks are back there, but that gets rid of one of them. And let's get... No, I want to... Oh, it applies that, not removes it. I was thinking of the wrong item. Okay. Let's give you some consecration. Bleed, 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 bleed. But the enemy that does the bleed is gone now.
Confers advantage.
Let's make you bleed again. Alright, that should probably take you out. Big hack on this jerk. Divine Grace. Yes, let's heal you. That was just damage, I guess. You died from bleed, which is great. Then you get to go immediately again. But you resisted again. Great work. Let's do stress heal, because health healing is actually easier to recover. And that gets rid of that one. I'd love for you to get some kind of self-heal, if that's a thing that you can do. Let's go ahead and make it so that maybe you miss. And, okay, that kills that enemy. Rough fight.
Continues.
But we got a mastery, and flame goes up. These are not great rewards. Disease resist is pretty good, especially if we're going to go to the sluice. Just like basically evil farmland with mutant
Calls out to the weary.
cannibals. And loathing is down to 1. And here is our inn. Okay, so this was the end of the second biome, I believe. So that means we have one more region
Rest now for a time.
to do, and then the end scenario. So, plus 100% assistant encounters location. So lots of location scouting, heal to 50, and -1 stress per person. So Vigilant is good. Needler is bad, it makes relationships worse, and you already gained Scatterbrained earlier. We gained a bunch of candles. We did get the candles from doing the region goal, which is great. We can go to the Wainwright.
Stop is leagues away.
So we only have these 2 slots.
Accordingly.
Candle increases stacking of hope, stacking for a candle of hope. This is +1 shields, more max of shields, produce trap items. Okay, I think I like what we have.
One learns
We
quickly
can
when survival
repair that
demands it.
shield, which I would like to do. What can we gain here? We can gain on miss is not good for our leper, but it could be good for the jester. These are all stagecoach items, which I have the baubles for, but not the space. Let's see what's next. The Tangle is
in
next.
ruin.
No field hospitals.
Everywhere.
We have to keep the flame at 40 plus, and if we do that, we get more candles. What do we get? We get 20 candles if we stop now. So to get to fight the boss, we need to kill a lair boss, which we would need to do in the Tangle, which is the Dreaming General. All right. If I was being smart, I might cash out here, but this is a stream, and the job of streaming is to be fun. So I am going to buy a couple of these to keep our flame up. A couple of people need healing. Fun, not smart, exactly. So what do I have for healing? This is healing. Traveling heal. Let's do one of those and one of these. And some of that.
A bit of comfort on the road
And one of
to
these.
damnation.
Okay. So, heal 20%. That's going to give more to you. So let's do that. And then traveling heal for you. Let's have you get that resist. And let's have you and you be buddies. So that's that. We still want to heal Sarmenti, I think, and maybe Boudica. So we go back to the Provisioner. Speed. Disease resist. Stress reduce. And heals. So we haven't unlocked the better food yet. So we're feeding our people really bad food, which means there's a chance that they could get a quirk, or there's a chance they could get a disease. But that did not happen to either of them, for which I'm very grateful. And now these two are going to be drinking buddies. However, they had a fight. Their relationship got worse as a result of hanging out and drinking. Okay. Mastery trainer. I have so many mastery points. Look at that. So let's master this and master this. Let's master this and this. Let's master... Chop is already mastered. Solemnity. Let's master Withstand. Ignores blind when target is comboed. Alright, I want stuff that gives people combo. What will give them combo? Target, remove that. Self. Stun when target is comboed. What gives combo? What makes you combo? I would like to give you combo. I do not have many things that do that. This gives combo, so I might switch out something for that. Maybe I will do this and I will switch out these abilities. And that. Alright, let's go ahead and upgrade the Wicked Hack. And I have one left. Remove. Plus 20 bleed resistance. Okay, yes, I do want that. So now we're going to go to you. We're going to remove Battle Ballad and take Razor's Wit because it will give the enemies combo. We're going to make sure that you're going to get moved to the back rank so that you can do that once per fight without getting yourself up into the ranks where I don't want you to be. And I think I'm going to go ahead and buy one more. You can't eat anymore, can you? No, that's a bummer. How about you? Okay, so you're both beefed up a little bit. We've got some stress relief for the road. Let's take a look at trinkets. So, trinkets. This is a stained trinket, which will let me utilize... so, was it Junia and Boudica were unhappy drinking together, I believe. So, maybe, well, any number of reasons that could go poorly. If I get a cultist trinket, I can use that. I just have to also equip the Dark Impulse on that character. So, plus debuff resist, plus disease resist. Let's go ahead and give that to you. What's this thing? Apply on hit, apply on miss. Disarming dagger. Yeah, I don't want that on him. I actually want that on her. Let me give this to you because if this gives you debuff resist, you might get to resist your own blind thing, which would be pretty great. Okay. I think that's what I can do. Let's check my Provisioner to see if I have anything else that will heal. Again, I could get bonus to traveling heal. But I think that's going to be it. So we're going to rest, and then we're going to go to the Tangle. So we have two relationships. These could be positive or negative. So they are bros. They're respectful.
To be counted on.
They are envious.
Each covets what the other has.
So,
and plots to take
when you have a
it.
positive relationship, it gives one of the character's abilities a bonus. So now when he uses Purge, Sarmentia will get a strength, and when he uses Slice Off, Baldwin will get a strength. And then these two are envious of each other, so when he uses Echoing March, she'll get stressed, and when she uses Wicked Hack, he will get stressed, which is not great. It doesn't mean you can't use those abilities, it just gives them a downside. And then on the other end, you're incentivized to use those abilities because you get an extra bonus from them. So let's go ahead and take a look at our combat items.
Only resignation.
We're going to get rid of this. We're going to look at combat items. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to give you this. Stunned and dazed. And then add blinded. Okay, that's fine. Our region goal is keep the flame at 40, so we're going to be looking for assistance encounters pretty often. There's one over here and one over there. We want to look at the lair because we have to fight the boss to be able to we have to kill this lair boss to be able to get to the to fight the scenario boss. So we're going to go left, and then we're going to go right. I do not know whether we will be able to beat this lair boss. We do have a lot more upgraded abilities
Choice.
than we did last time,
At least it should be.
but that boss is very nasty due to the whole wrap everybody up in vines and make it so that they can't act thing. Speaking of which, let's look at your abilities here. No, stop. I want to look at your abilities and make sure you can attack the back rank. So you can attack the back rank with that. Good.
We must keep.
This is upgraded. You cannot attack the back rank, but you probably can't move it because both of those enemies have the rooted quality where they can't be moved. Oh, great. So we start with a cultist fight. What if we didn't? Okay. We can't not do it, but we can make people like us more because the 3 out of 4 of them all want to fight. Impervious enemies. This means that you have bonus stun resist. That's fine. I don't do stun attacks. I do want to use this on her for stress relief right away, and then we're going to do Iron Swan on this back enemy. Ooh, both comboed and weakened, which is great. So if I use this on you, it will still give you a strength. That's cool. Let's go ahead and consecrate here to try to give him shields that will become bonus shields. And you're a horde. And then these jerks up here are just going to buff themselves and then start going ham on me. Alright, next time it's your turn, we're going to use that bleed resist thing. Which is 15 million status effects. Alright, we're going to make you resistant to bleed.
Confers advantage.
We're going to... Let's have a dodge here. Alright. I'm actually going to do this with Stand to get a bunch of Block Plus and Taunts to make enemies focus just on him. This is at 90, so that's fine. You're dodging again, which I hate, but it does give him another strength. Now, you're dead. That's good. Now it's 3 on 4. Dodging that miasma, which is lovely, and now big hack. So, the strength and the block kind of count each other out. Administrations 2 and 2. 2 and 1, 2, 2. Alright, let's use that on you. And it gives you that buff against them, which is great. I'm glad you had that very big block.
What lurks in the beyond.
And you're communing. So these jerks just like bounce back and forth, getting themselves buffs, which I don't like. You're blinded, and this is my next target, this jerk right here. Okay, you don't have dodge. Get wrecked. Oh, and because they're respectful, he got a bonus hit in on this enemy, which is great. Bleed resist is good for me. But I can also swan here. Let's yawp. Give both of these enemies weakness. That will be good for me. Okay, I want you dead. Great. Cool. So now these are both weakened for their next hits. And ideally not doing a ton of extra bleed damage. So you're bleeding again, and now bleeding for 7, which is preposterous because you had like 50% bonus bleed resist. Can you heal yourself? No, you're not quite damaged enough to heal. But I can ignore your block and get rid of it with my break power. That's awesome. Now bleed for you. And that gives him another strength, which that's going together quite nicely. And now even with this, okay. They might bleed to death, which would be cool. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Mega bleed.
This wound, at least, has been tended to.
And then let's break you. And you just die. Awesome. Alright, next I want to heal this buddy here. So they're stressed. Let's fade to black and give you a blinded. And then let's see, removes 2 positive tokens, which would be crit. Now let's consecrate up here in the front. Yikes. So now you should be able to self-heal, right? You can self-heal, great. And then you're going to take a fair amount of damage, which I don't love. So that just stresses him. I can handle that. And now do that to give you combo. Oh, dodge didn't work, unfortunately. Just infinite bleed. Yikes. Okay, now I want to use that. It does give them bleed. So you can't do that. You can do this on yourself to relieve stress, which I want to do. And now let's kill you. Great. So some big hits on my frontliners, but we'll get back in the carriage. We got bonus to flame, which is great because that's our objective. So this is a trinket just for the leper. On debuff resist, heal. On stun resist, block plus. Gain on crit, melee skills give you stress. Huh. Because enemies don't have stress, so it would only be him that gains the stress. So it's like a defensive type thing.
Myriad options require.
Alright, we're going to go to the lair, which will make you happy, but you unhappy. We're going to take some wheels damage, which is fine because we have 5 points in wheels. And we're going to get a candle.
Steel yourself.
So, if I get really messed up in these first 2 rounds, I might not try to go to the boss, and then see what happens when you get to the last area. Oh wow, you gained blind twice? That's a bummer. Oh, I didn't move him back. Great bleed. Okay. So if I do this for another big hit here, I want to get rid of one of or both of these right away because they do a lot of damage. Yeah, they do Piercing Bolt, which does a lot of damage and ignores block tokens. Great. And we're going to use this to remove stress and one of the blinded tokens. Oh, all the blinded tokens. Great. You resisted the bleed. Nobody quite has 5 stress, unfortunately. Okay, this does give you vulnerable. So we're going to go ahead and do that. But the vulnerable cancels out the block. That's fine. Kill you? Cool. So these jerks are annoying, but when it's just them, I'm not as worried. So I'm going to make them weak. Then you're going to hit this one for a ton of damage. This elite is going to get a hit in and debuff bleed resist, so working together they may be able to get some bleed on her. So this is just the wrong amount of stress for me to be able to do my stress heals on, unfortunately. Alright, so let's do that, because that will get me back here where I can then do the jump forward one. I need you dead, so let's give one stress heal here, and then that. This will mean that you can then stress heal yourself on your turn. Consecration on you, here in the second spot, and then big hit, no whammies. No whammies. Okay. You are going to stress heal yourself. And then next turn, or next time you can, you're going to stress heal her. Resisted the blind again, which is great. And can I make you dead? No. It's winded again. So now 66% damage and resist or whatever. But that is... Do the winded tokens persist here? Is this counted as another battle? It doesn't look like it's counted as the same battle, so that's good. This jerk here, this drummer, I hate them. They get to act twice per turn. They do buffs and debuffs. They make it so that I can't get at them. So I'm gonna use March on you. I guess that didn't work. I'm not totally sure why that didn't work. Let's make you blinded, so you can't get to me. That would be lovely. Alright, now you don't have that protection thing anymore, so I'm going to hit you with my Iron Swan, but you're an elite, so you have a lot of hit points. And you have 7 stress, so I want that not to... Oh! Wow, did 3 stress in 1 hit. Yes! Ha ha ha! Resolute! So that's a positive stress result, which is fairly uncommon. But that got rid of all of her stress, healed, and I think benefited some of the other people. So that is wonderful. Good job, Boudica. Great instincts. Here I have this break ability. It does not remove block plus, but I can, I think, use it here. Great hit. And did not get blinded. Block plus, good block. Sometimes stress makes you work extra hard, yes. Alright, and I can't use Echoing March on them again because it has a recharge. But I can do that, which will make you blinded, and that's great. So now, yeah, So I could go after you, but you are protected by the foot soldier. Gives you debuff resist and speed. Okay, I did kill the other one, which was protecting the drummer, and that's good. Smite does stress. Big huge cut on her, which I don't like. And you don't have blinded. So we're going to go ahead and use break here. And that gets rid of all the things because it consumes the block plus. Yeah, and so that this jerk just keeps on buffing them, right? That's the thing. Okay, I did remove the protection. That's your self buff, which lets you use more powerful skills. Not a fan. But now I can use this. Did not kill them. It's 2 hit points left. Please kill them. Great. Because if the drummer is the last enemy left, they do a self-destruct attack that does a bunch of stress to my people, and I don't like that. Okay, and you did not blind yourself. Excellent. Let's do that. Ooh, combo murdered. Great job. Okay. So, I guess I just do this, which gives me some buffs, because really, I need to get at this enemy, and I didn't want to use an attack on one of these. Serve once more. It brings a jerk to life. Great. Thanks, I hate it. Let's make you get some bleed resist.
Emboldened.
And let's get rid of that so that this jerk is in the second rank, and now I can reach him much more easily. Let's bleed you. Yeah, this guy is my priority. I would love for them to not get another chance to act. They will, so they're going to get to use another powerful ability. Counterattack! I love it! We love to see this. And gave you a weak, which is great. So you want to stress heal yourself. It is very good luck. I am super grateful for that. So inspire yourself. I would love to be able to heal you. Can I do that? I can. Fantastic. All right, and now just kill them. It's going to give him some stress, but that's okay. All right. We are in, I would say, an okay position. And because we're streaming, advance! Can I beat him?
Locked in a nightmare slumber, he is tortured by failures both real and imagined.
So my goals here are to hit this taproot, ideally twice per turn, and keep everybody healthy. But then I do eventually actually have to kill this jerk. So, what's your bleed resist? 50? I think I'd rather give you blinded for now. And we're going to do this to hit that. So every time I hit it with taproot, I believe that should degrowth one of these characters. Right, and you, let's just do a big hit. Great. And we're going to hit this again. So we've got 2 taproots on. Soil stirs. And that should remove the vines, right? So now these are both at 2.
Cooperation is the key.
All right, and we combo you. And then Well, you're at 2 here already. Okay, can I give you 3? Can you have 3? You can have 3. Okay, so growth recedes. That's what I want. Because I think this, like, there's either 3 or 4 steps to the tangled growth thing. Let's consecrate here, which will give you some bonuses. The Waking Dead is a very big attack. Not a fan. Okay. Big hit. No whammies? Well, whammies for them. So this enemy has, like, a lot of hit points. Okay. So these are both at 2.
Empowered, emboldened.
And let's go ahead and hit you with that to make you miss. Ministrations. So you can hit the back, so why don't you heal yourself? Yep, so you can hit the back. Which will do another one of those. Growth recedes, that's great. Missing Unsettling Whispers is also wonderful. I love it. Boom, big hit. Yep, as long as I can make it so that he keeps chopping, it may just work. So, now these two folks are getting strangled, which I don't love. Oh no, that moved him all the way to the back. Because she's stuck. Well, that's not great for me. Now we've got a bunch of stress, and you are going to move up. And now they're on stage 2. You can stress relief yourself, which is going to be important. You are both going to get strangled again, which stresses everybody else out. The fact that that you get 2 people strangled at the same time and that each of them does bonus stress to everybody, I don't love it. It sucks a lot. And now my ability to hit the taproot is negligible. So I've got dodges. I do have a stress heal. Let's go ahead and try to take another big chop here. I'm resisting my blinds, which is great. And now everybody is strangled, so I don't get to play the game. So you have a meltdown. This is more like what normally happens. Everybody's relationships get terrible. I don't get to play the game. People start dying. And then the enemy gets to do a huge attack. And so now almost everybody's at death's door. You have a meltdown, which makes other people angry. Okay, so you're weakened. You can do this to heal yourself a bunch. You're already at stage 2, which is terrible. Okay, hitting the back is still good. It will reduce the growth on one person. Please focus on me. I am much tougher than all of these other people. Big block. Lots of stress. Divine Grace on yourself because you're at death's door. Please. And you're already strangled. Don't love it. Alright. Let's get bleed. Vulnerable is good here. You can... It won't get rid of that. It will get rid of the bleed, which is good because that bleed could kill you.
At least has been tended to.
More stress there. You're healed. We're going to hit that to try to relieve some people. It does not recede from you, who's already getting strangled, which I hate. Because you get strangled, I think, either 2 or 3 times, and then the thing that hits everybody and sucks a bunch. Yeah, I just have not been doing enough damage. Immune, so you can't have more than 3, I guess. Oh, growth recedes. It can go away from the full terribleness. That's great. You're at maximum. So let's go ahead and do bleed out. You're at 6 bleed, which is good. Huge hit. Everybody's having a rough time. You're actually doing okay. 26, love it. Alright, so I need to hit the back some. Stress relief. Let's do that for you. Though you're probably the next person to stress out. Yep. Because you're gonna get strangled and it's gonna hit. It's gonna take Sarmenti to 10. No? Didn't quite. For whatever reason. Growth recedes, but not from the one who's strangled. Okay, 19 hit points left. But now 2 people are strangled. And there's Sarmenti dead. Baldwin has a meltdown. So, the meltdowns are seems like they're mostly negative relationships, which means that there's a good chance that when we start the next area, all of these characters will hate each other. And then I don't get to play again. Hey, so there's some healing. I don't know why that happened, but it's good. Please die. You have 5 hit points left. Why are you being dazed? I don't like it. You're my only person who can still take actions. Just... Okay. And you get Death's Door, because of course you do. Now everybody is trapped. So, again, all my options are bad options. Hey, there's a positive resolve thing. That's great. Wait, why? Okay, it's like her stress didn't go away for a moment, which I was not a fan of. Okay, 2 people dead.
Years ago. Now he is
Boudica has a meltdown. So that's, I think, our 4th meltdown this fight. Please just effing die. Hey, there we go. We did it! We killed that terrible jerk.
a consequence.
We got a lot of good stuff, but lost 2 of our people. So if we deliver the hero remains to the inn, we will get some candles for them. But here's the thing. That lair was very early in this region, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stops to go with 2 people. So I don't know that I love our chances. Get rid of that. 29. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Don't need... Well, let's see. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need this. Don't need that. Okay. So, new combat items for people, because everything was used. Flame. Trinkets. Gain when hit. Sure. Let's give that. You've got this. Let's look at trinkets. Which of these is better? If rank 4, nope. Target consecration skills, no, that's Vestal. Leper, resist, okay. If I can survive the rest of this region, I will be so surprised. Because you can get new characters at the inn, but there's so much distance between here and the inn. Okay. Not great. You being blinded is good. So now I don't have stress control, but I do have healing. I probably need to switch her attacks next time I can. I forgot to do that. Because now she's in the front ranks and probably cannot use some of the things that she would otherwise be using. Okay. Critical heal, which is great. Right. And you just got to dodge. Don't love it. Yeah, so can't use judgment, can't use ministrations. Consecration on you. Okay. You're still blinded, but I don't know if that applies because you're a buff machine. Alright, let's remove your positive tokens so that she can Iron Swan, I guess. No, don't enfeeble me. Good bleed resist.
Traveled, trapped, held captive by fear.
And you got your fucking defense tokens back. Would really love that leper ability that lets me ignore block. Alright. It only works on the very front rank. Hate it. Okay. That did make you comboed. And you can't do anything. Okay. Yeah, and when you pass, you get stress. Blocks for everybody! Good dodge. So much stress. No way to reduce stress. Hey, that's one down.
Another impediment.
Great.
Cleared with impunity.
So let's remove your positives. Okay. We'll go after you. Great hit. Great hit. So much stress. Alright, consecration here. Stealth. That's very annoying. Now you're taking a lot of bleed. And just more stress. So I can't hit you. I can give you that to heal a bunch of hit points. So the Yop will remove stealth, which is good. I can't use ministrations because I'm in the back. Okay. So let's use Illumination to get rid of your blocks. And of course then you get to be stealth, which is annoying. And blocks, and you don't go again. You're just doing your self buff. You're gonna stress somebody. Now we have a resolve and a meltdown. She loses a bunch of hit points and relationship. Let's go ahead and use this to improve that, and then you get stressed again because you don't have anything you can do, and you have a meltdown, and you lose a bunch of hit points, and you lose relationship. Alright. And you're at Death's Door. Let's go ahead and get you out of that. Let's kill that jerk.
Darkness encroaches, inexorable.
Hooray, it missed. Okay, let's remove your positive tokens. And let's do bleed out to you. And then when you do your bloodlust, it should get rid of both of those, but I'm not sure. And she's dead.
Another lost.
One character alone, using a buff ability. Don't know why you're attacking my corpse thing, but that's fine. Hey, good hit.
A righteous action.
Now it's down to a 1v1. Gave them a weak, which is cool.
Steady yourself.
Maybe bleed.
Haste and carelessness, all marks of the unprepared.
Yeah, their moveset is just better than my moveset.
Well done.
For the most part is the problem here. So I don't have any stress heals. And there's a resolve. Well, there's nobody around for you to be disliked by, is the thing. So.
Once again, teetering on
Just gonna have
terrible
weak.
precipice.
Yep, and there's everybody. Okay, so we beat the general, but then wiped because we lost 2 people, and then
Learn from each attempt.
things went
Deepen
poorly.
your understanding, and victory
So,
will come.
22 candles. So we're at 340. I think that will probably do it for today, even though that's a little bit shorter. Because I have to do some prep for my prep video tonight, because tonight I'm going to do a Valorword stream that is some GM prep and a recap, because this month is very bad for schedules. And we have one player that is not able to continue with the series, and another player who had a scheduling conflict arise due to things getting changed after they were already scheduled. Like, this has been scheduled. It has now been rescheduled so that it is exactly opposite the game. So there'll be something Valorword tonight. I don't know that it will be especially long. We'll talk about the game, do a little bit of a recap, maybe talk about some of the things that I see coming. But that's going to be over at twitch.tv/ArvinElleron. And if you're watching this on the VOD on Twitch or on YouTube, you'll want to go over to youtube.com/ArvinElleron. And I really need that. I need to get that address into my command. So I'm just going to make a note to go to the Nightbot site and make that change, since that is what I'm using here for this part. So it was fun to beat that lair boss. Losing all of those people was not great. So that tells me that if I can fight a lair boss close to the end of a region, that's definitely better than toward the beginning in case I do lose people. We unlocked some abilities, which is great. We unlocked, I think, 2 or 3 abilities. And we have a bunch of candles to spend on the next run. So that's good. There may be Speculate on Sunday if we get to record something tomorrow, or if we're in a position to stream live on Sunday, which may be, but no promises on that. We're still figuring out the scheduling stuff there. I would love, dear universe, please lay off my people. Like, leave them alone. Don't make their jobs go away. Just like, back off. Back off. Let people be. Let people live. Less with the stresses and additional trials and taxations and vexations and injuries and illnesses. Just back off, please. Way too many people are going through it in just the most disheartening ways. And Pride is just around the corner. Pride Month is just around the corner. And it could be a rough one because of fascists. So let's instead do the other thing where it's there's lots of pride and rage and joy. Okay? That's what I would like for the next 6 weeks or so. Let's do all of that. Okay. Thank you to Arudnell and to the Kids Are Asleep for hanging out and for chatting. And thank you to everyone who was lurking and folks who are watching later on. And that is going to be me. Now I take you to my ending. Where'd it go? It's right here. Okay, bye.